Hi, my name is Jessica Wallace, and I've been coming to St. Michael's for about 3 years now. I started working at a nonprofit organization in Haverhill called L'Arche, and when I first came there, I was looking for a place to pray in adoration, like before work or in between my shifts. Sometimes we do split shifts there, and I totally fell in love with the adoration chapel we have at St. Michael's. And then as I got more involved in L'Arche, I learned that we have a connection with the St. Michael's community. So L'Arche is a community that was founded in the 60s as an alternative option for people with disabilities, an alternative to institutions where people with disabilities and without disabilities come and share their lives together in an intentional community where we enter into mutually transforming relationships and respect the dignity of one another and just learn and grow together about ourselves and the world and how to love better. And it's very, very beautiful. Yeah, and I guess I could talk a lot about it because I love it and it's pretty amazing, but I'll focus just on my relationship with one of the core members. She's in her 50s and she has Down syndrome, and she is one of the sweetest ladies you will ever meet. And she became a very, very good friend of mine and brings me so much joy, but also challenges me a lot because she reflects back to me a lot of my own struggles and things that I have a hard time seeing in myself. And I wasn't really totally prepared for that kind of an experience when I first came to this job. And it's been very humbling and very transformative. And so my friend, her name is Katie, she has brought so much light to my life, and she's seen me on my best days and she's seen me on some of my worst days when I'm really struggling and not at my best and don't have a lot of patience and can be selfish and just be really caught up in my own brokenness and sinfulness. And something she likes to do before she goes to bed every night is just to sit and say a prayer, and I often would take that time on hard days to reflect on my actions and my relationship with her and apologize for things I need to apologize for. And she would always just look at me with such compassion and take my hand and say, "It's okay, we're friends." And she is someone who has a really great capacity for mercy and forgiveness and just gentleness. And yeah, and her, the way that she loves and forgives is just points me to God's love and forgiveness for us. And she also has a really beautiful prayer life and a lot of wisdom, and I'd sometimes just sit and ask her questions about God or about life, and I have some here that I wrote down. I asked her, "What's God's love like?" And she said, "God's love is like Jesus. He has a heart up here." She pointed to her chest. "And he says, 'Protect me.'" I asked, "How does God see you?" And she said, "When he sees me, he looks with his eyes." She said, "He sees everything. He has a heart, and he sees everything. I have a heart too. God sees. He sees everything, and I like it." Bringing that to my understanding of adoration, it's so freeing to just be able to be at rest and to just like let everything go and kind of like let it all out and just be completely as I am and be before our Lord in the Eucharist and just let him see. And sometimes, yeah, often I don't even have words to say to him. I just like to be there and be present to him and just like be in his presence. And it's something that is difficult to describe because even just like his presence in the Eucharist is so hard to wrap our brains around and understand, and really hard to believe sometimes. And I do believe it, but I also like struggle to believe it some days. And my favorite place to go to struggle with that is to be in Eucharistic adoration and to just be like, "Are you really there? How can that be?" But then when I think of like who God is, how great he is and big and incredible, and how like nothing's impossible for him, and also his like extreme humility to come to us as a baby and as a man, and to like enter into all the human experience that he did just to be close to us. And to know that like anything's possible for him and he would do that. And so like it is possible for him to like be in a tiny piece of bread, and like how humble is that when he becomes so small and so safe to be in this cozy little room at St. Michael's Church. Yeah, so to wrestle with that, but also to like come to this sense of wonder. I often feel this sense of peace and wonder when I'm in adoration, and just like freedom to just be as I am and to be seen by God, and to think about like he sees everything and he loves me still and he's there for me and he's present to me is pretty amazing.